What's good, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the lighting techniques used in 17 different magazine covers, specifically from the magazine Dazed. I'm making this video as a follow-up to my video from a couple days ago, where I broke down 22 specific lighting techniques used in fashion photography that every creative director should know. If you watch that video, then many of the techniques that you'll see in this video will be familiar to you. My name's Chris Drago. I've been running a brand called Pathos of Things for about 5 years, and I make videos on YouTube documenting my process so I can become 1% better every day at being a creative director, art director, and brand owner. Okay, starting with this first photo. The lighting on this model's face is soft and diffused, which smooths the skin texture and reduces any harsh shadows. This is likely achieved using a softbox or beauty dish. I noticed some subtle butterfly lighting here under the nose, which indicates that the light source is positioned above and slightly in front of the model. The subtle shadows under the model's nose and chin enhance her facial features. There are clear catch lights visible in her eyes, likely from the main light source. There are slight specular highlights on the lips and nose, suggesting the use of a more directional light source right in front of the face, like a camera flash. Then a hair light helps to define the texture of the hair. The lighting used in this photo is hard, undiffused light, creating sharp shadows. There's focused light on the subject, creating a dramatic spotlighting effect. The gobo lighting technique is used, where a heart-shaped film is put on the light source, creating this heart-shaped spotlight. Overall, the lighting is low-key with selective illumination. There's a strong light and shadow interplay for depth, reminiscent of chiaroscuro lighting, and there's a light source above the model's head, casting downward shadows. In this photo, broad lighting is used, where the face side closest to the camera is illuminated, but it's pretty subtle and the lighting is relatively diffused. The main light source is coming from camera left, and a subtle fill light from camera right to reduce any harsh shadows. There are specular highlights on the nose and cheek, small natural looking catch lights in the eyes. The lighting in this photo is soft, creating gentle shadows and smooth transitions. The main light appears to be a large diffused light source, possibly from a softbox, positioned at about 45 degrees to the subject's left side and slightly above eye level. The subject's left side is camera right. A weaker diffused fill light is added on the opposite side of her face to soften shadows and provide detail in some of the darker areas. The hair and face are brightly lit, contrasting with the darker surroundings. There are small catch lights in her eyes. In this cover, low-key lighting was used. Overall, there are dark tones with selective illumination, creating drama. There's a single directional key light positioned in front and slightly above the subject, illuminating the face, focusing attention on her expression and the text on her face. There's high contrast. There's a strong difference between the light and shadow areas, adding depth. Little to no fill light on the right side, maintaining deep shadows. And there's a slight sheen and specular lighting on the nose, possibly from a camera flash. In this image, a single strong light source is positioned to camera left, creating sharp contrast between this side of the model's face and the shadows on the opposite side. A lack of diffusion creates hard shadows, particularly on camera right. The dark textured background contrasts against the model's skin and clothing, and the light is tightly focused on the model, leaving the background darker. In this image, the lighting is even and diffused, reducing shadows, giving the image a flat graphic look. The black and white tones focus attention on form and texture without the distraction of color. There are minimal shadows. There are basically no shadows anywhere. And the background is bright and uniform, isolating the model and the car. In this image, high key lighting is used because the overall scene is brightly lit, which creates a clean and airy atmosphere. The lighting on the face is flat, evenly lit from the front, which minimizes shadows and textures. The light on the subject's face is soft and diffused, creating gentle shadows with smooth transitions, which is flattering for skin texture. In this image, low-key lighting is used, which creates drama and dark tones. The lighting is soft and diffused, creating smooth transitions from light to shadow on her face and body. The main light is in front of the subject. The fill light is minimal, maintaining shadows and depth. Subtle accents on the hair and skin suggest accent lighting, and there's likely a rim light that creates subtle separation between the subject and the background. In this image, soft lighting is used with bright, even illumination and minimal shadows. The main light is likely a large softbox positioned slightly above and in front of the model, and a fill light reduces shadows, creating a flat editorial look. The lighting in the background appears even and illuminated, suggesting background lighting. There's a subtle shadow under the nose, which suggests butterfly lighting, which is flattering for facial features. With butterfly lighting, there's a light source in front and slightly above the subject. There are specular highlights on the nose and lips. In this image, hard direct lighting is used from a single strong light source, likely a spotlight or flash, positioned above and in front of the model, creating shadows. Little to no fill light is used, and there's no backlight illuminating the background. This allows the bright areas to stand out. Dramatic shadows emphasize the muscles, angular features, and textures in the clothing. There are specular highlights on the skin and on the green bag, adding texture from the camera flash and the key light. In this image, split lighting is used, dramatically dividing the face between light and shadow. Sharp defined shadows create high contrast from hard lighting. The main light source is positioned to the side of the face. There's a subtle edge light defining the silhouette. The green eye and eye shadow is emphasized through selective lighting. And there's little to no fill light, maintaining the deep shadows. In this image, there appears to be a frontal fill light, likely positioned slightly above and in front of the subject, highlighting the forehead. Overall, the lighting is low-key with dark tones and selective illumination on the model. Strong blue tones dominate the image, suggesting that there's color gel on the lights. These lights are also backlit behind the subject, creating a rim light and a silhouette. The background lights create ambient depth and atmosphere, which allows the subject to stand out against this dark background. In this image, the lighting is soft and diffused, creating smooth shadows and even illumination on the subject's face. Subtle fill light to reduce contrast and maintain detail in the shadowed areas. The background is evenly lit, creating contrast with the subject, and there's slight edge lighting, particularly visible in the shadow here, and the defined textures in the hair. Soft lighting is also used in this image. There are gentle shadows and smooth skin tones. Subtle fill light reduces harsh shadows and maintains detail in the darker areas. Warm tones on the subject contrasting with the cool background suggest the use of color gels. There's likely a subtle edge light defining the subject's silhouette, which is particularly visible on the left side. Like the photo before it, the background is evenly lit, creating contrast with the subject, and there are small catch lights in his eyes. In this image, strong, even lighting from a front-facing flash is used, otherwise known as direct flash lighting. There's some fill light or reflection helping to illuminate the shadows, particularly on the face. The flash emphasizes the textures in the model's hair, clothing, and accessories. And the flash creates warm tones, adding warmth to the wooden backdrop, contrasting with the model's dark outfit. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new. I like to do these little lighting studies as practice, maybe once or twice a week, just to keep the skills sharp. Even though I'm not a photographer myself, having a better understanding of these lighting techniques helps me develop my eye, gives me ideas for how I want to set up the lighting for future shoots for my own brand, and then I can best articulate my vision to a photographer when I'm working with them on an actual shoot. If you found this video valuable at all, please smash the like and subscribe buttons. It helps me out so much. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video, please leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.